Hello, beautiful souls and warriors. Welcome to the Diary of a Fibro Warrior, the podcast where we turn pain into power, isolation into connection. I'm your host, Chico, and since being diagnosed in 2016, I've learned and discovered that living with fibromyalgia can feel like navigating a storm without a map. But here's the thing. You're not sailing alone and you're not in this journey alone, even through the stormy weathers of what we go through with the symptoms. Today, we're diving into one of the most frustrating symptoms many of us face, especially as the seasons change. Coping with or surviving through weather-induced brain fog is not for the faint-hearted. So today's topic is on weathering the storm in your skull. So what is the arsenal against the storm in terms of natural strategies to help with coping with brain fog? What can we do about it? Obviously, we can't control the weather, but we can build some personalized tools to help us navigate through the storms, to help with resilience. Again, there's no magic cure. There are assistive things that you can do to help to minimize some of the symptoms and also to overcome them. But when I say minimize, it's just from the understanding that you're not exacerbating it by adding on additional factors. You will feel impaired, but it's just also being mindful of other factors. So let's break it down in terms of the symptoms that most of us experience. As I mentioned before, for me, it's the crushing pressure, and sometimes it feels like being hit by something at the back heavy, and the pressure is continuous. And so what can you do in this situation is to try and hydrate relentlessly. Water is your best friend. I usually have like a bottle of water. For me, it's sparkling water right next to me, and I hydrate throughout the day. And then also sipping on soothing teas, ginger, peppermint, or green tea are known to have like anti-inflammatory properties within them. And then consider also magnesium as a supplement. And I just topped up today actually on magnesium and vitamin B. I was running low because I was just like, I need somehow to like boost my energy levels, and let's see how this goes. Okay, so magnesium as a supplement, it's known to have a calming effect on the nervous system and also in relieving nerve-related pressure, and that you could also find helpful. Another assistive support could be applying a warm compress. So wherever you may feel pressure around, like for me right now, the pressure it feels like it's at the back of my neck, going up towards like my head. So there, if you're feeling some form of pressure, even if it's behind your back, like your spine, you can then use like a warm compress to gently to help alleviate some of the pressure that you're feeling. So it's like it's also gentle like scalp. It's a gentle massage, and you can also do a scalp massage if you feel that you have the ability to be able to do that. Then for the dizziness and vision issues, embrace slow and deliberate movement. Not standing up all of a sudden, because that can also affect your blood pressure flow, and you probably feel like more dizzy. As I've noticed this week that even when I've tried to become like active in some form, when I've had this pressure, I've felt that when I'm getting up, there's some dizziness, especially when I haven't been like attentive. So I'm very mindful of that. And it also reminds me that I need to be in slow motion. You are kind of forced to be in slow motion in terms of that. If I'm unsteady and I feel an imbalance, it might not be a smart idea for me to go outside for like a walk and exercise in that given moment. It's telling me that I need to slow down even further and do something of like mild, slower paced movements or just rest. Then balancing your blood sugar levels is very important with small, frequent meals, healthy ones, which are anti-inflammatory foods, which is very essential. Food and drinks. Then supporting your nerves with vitamin B2. So vitamin B, not vitamin B2, but saying that in addition to vitamin B is helpful. So vitamin B6, B9, and B12 are crucial to help to supporting you, to alleviating some of the symptoms. And I've just topped up today on vitamin 6 and vitamin 12. Then another thing is also resting your eyes and your vision. So for me, this past week, WhatsApp was like a no-go area due to anything that's to do with engagement, communication. I minimize it, I cut it down, because I noticed that like with my sensory activity, even being on the phone, it becomes more impaired the more I engage in activities which are not serving me well cognitively. So I minimize those, and I interact during times when I know that I have that little room where I am able to engage. Then I completely shut it off. I don't go back and forth with like text communication or any form of like engagement, especially on the phone. On the phone, it can be worse, especially like when you're talking to somebody. You'll notice that for me, I develop headaches. I don't know what it is like for you. And my eyes become more impaired. And as a result of that, in terms of the interaction, I lose my thought process or information coming to me, towards me. It's like I lose that thought process of the engagement process. It can become very, very difficult in terms of input of information, receiving that. So for the cognitive and sensory overload, the key is practice radical acceptance. Acknowledge your brain's limited capacity. Okay, just be honest with yourself and say today is not the day for complex tasks, and be kind with yourself too, compassionate. Create a sensory sanctuary, for instance, dimming the lights, noise cancelling headphones if required, and then wear soft clothes. This is quite helpful because it's going to help you relax, feel loose as well, especially if your body feels tense. And then it is also easier as well for changing clothes if you need to, taking off and changing. Then fuel your brain with omega-3s. They're very powerful for anti-inflammatory for your brain cell health. Okay, and some of those can also be found in fish. If you are able to eat fish, some fish I'm not able to at the moment. Due to, some I'm allergic to, and then some I've just gone off it. It's like a back and forth thing with fish for me. And then try restorative yoga, and that's something that yoga or Pilates, and that's something that I'm going to be implementing this week. I feel like I'm verging towards, I guess, safer area where I can actually practice that and feel like I've still got like my balance. Okay, then moving on to the non-negotiable ingredients of self-compassion, which I've talked about. Okay, self-compassion is very key when it comes to surviving and living through with chronic illnesses. Okay, so the most powerful tool in your arsenal is self-compassion and empathy towards yourself. When your mind feels like a foreign and hostile place, you become your safest harbor. Okay, so the key things are: listen to your body. Listen to your body, your mind too. Let's not forget your mind. It's giving you data, not criticism. Okay, if it screams for you to rest, I'm going to repeat that again. If it screams for you to rest, then honor that. Nourish, don't punish. Okay, choose simple excuse me for that. Again, lots of words. Choose simple anti-inflammatory foods like soups, smoothies, steamed veggies, things that will nourish you, not punish you. Okay. I know it can be difficult, especially when you're suffering with brain fog, because your body physically and mentally it's challenging. So it's always good to have something handy where you've either prepped in advance, like put in the freezer, like containers of soups, or buy fresh, easily made soups that you can just pop in the microwave on the hob to warm up. And smoothies as well, you can have those pre-prepared. Then talk to yourself like you would with your bestie, like you would with your best friend. Okay. Replace, for instance, I'm so useless today with my body and brain are working incredibly hard to navigate this storm. It's okay that I need to rest. And if you're a perfectionist like me, it's not easy as a Fibro and ME CFS warrior, chronic illness warrior, because your mind will be telling you that you need to be doing things. So it's not about perfection. It's about those moments when you catch yourself saying things which are not feeding you good things, positive things, or optimistic things, is to catch those moments and then let them go. Because what that does is it eases tension within your body. So we're changing the narrative to, I am so useless today, is that my body and brain are working incredibly hard, and it is hard. Okay, nobody will ever know what that experience is unless if they've experienced it. So you are working hard, and I can attest to that too. And please remember that this is a flair, not a failure. Okay, you're not failing. This is something that cannot be controlled. You have tools that can help you, but it's something that also can't be controlled. The only thing you can do is ride through the storm until you've got some clarity. Also, keep in mind that these symptoms, just as they came, okay, they're acute and they're temporary. They will eventually go. The fog will eventually lift. Keep reminding your mind that. Okay, so as part of our call to action, the weather will always change, and for us that means storms will inevitably roll in. Okay, we may not be able to stop them, but I hope after today you will feel a little bit less powerless in your path. Okay, so even the storm is, you may not be able to stop it, but it's also about empowering yourself, letting go of the guilt, and then nourishing your body and mind with the things that it needs until the storm clears. By understanding the science, arming ourselves with a personalized toolkit, and leading with a fierce self-compassion, okay, so we can learn to be the anchor in our own turbulence. We can wait out the storm knowing that the quiet, clear skies of our mind will eventually return. Although it may not return to how it used to be before, but it will return into what you have become used to. Okay, so to end off, I want to hear from you. And also remember to hit that subscribe button if you're fairly new here, and also to share out, especially to raise awareness about the challenges that we experience, and also to help us connect with more warriors who could benefit from being part of our community. I'll leave you off with a question or two questions. Has a change in weather ever triggered your symptoms? What does your personal storm warning feel like in your body? Then the second question is, more importantly, what's one strategy that you use as a coping mechanism to weather through the storms of weather-induced brain fog? Okay, so something that you use as your one coping strategy that you believe that might also be helpful to someone. And I always highly encourage natural healing strategies because I think that's a feel-good factor for our bodies. All right, so I look forward to connecting with you real soon, and I look forward to engaging with you as well. I always review comments, and thank you for engaging and for also for your support. Until next time, ciao for me for now.